So what we're going to do here, now bear with us. This is our first one. As the questions come in, put them in the box. We're going to address your questions verbally. And so if you ask a question, I have Carrie and Lana there who are going to manage the chat box or help me. And then we're going to answer your questions and really talk about what you want to talk about. That's why we're here. There's no slides. There's no BS. It's just conversation. But first of all, I want to introduce Carrie. Carrie is an absolute genius, and so I don't want to degrade that by introducing her myself. I'll let her introduce herself.
Yay! Hi, I'm Carrie, and I'm one of the marketing success coaches here. As well.
Yeah, I am too. My name is Lana, and I'm the success coach team lead, and I started as soon as we kind of started the marketing success coach program, and then Carrie joined the team shortly after that, and we've been learning and developing and making amazing relationships with all of our members, and yeah, so we've been here just shy of 6 months, I guess, both of us, probably about 4 or 5 months. I know it's not a very long time, but we have a lot of experience, both of us, in the customer service industries and marketing industries and real estate, mortgages. So combined, we've got a lot of experience. We have a good team, yeah.
We've got some questions coming in too.
We do.
Well, and I want to say something too. We started this department to focus specifically on our members, and that's why Carrie and Lana started 6 months ago. In New Year's, I made a transition over to being support any way I can support our members and coach them 100%. And so this is something kind of new, and the reason we separated it from support to have this more of a coaching was to do just that, to coach you along and have it be more specific to your area. What are you struggling with? Where are you at? And how can we help you? So let's kick this off really quick. And give me a question, Carrie. What's the first question we have coming in?
First question,
Olga.
From Olga, Carrie. When we order our books, do we get a proof before printing? Before they go to printing? So,
yeah, so the answer is if you want one. Yeah, normally for Authorify, for AFY, you build the book yourself. So you ultimately have your own proof sitting right in front of you, because we take exactly what you build and we turn it into a published book. Now, we do have the capability to create a book flipper or a proof for you to take a look at before we go to print, and we're happy to do so if you're one of those agents who wants to, double, triple check, and we have a lot of that. So the answer is yes, if you want one.
Perfect.
Yes, yeah. And it's important to have that proof, and whether you're designing your book yourself in the software we just launched, or you're having our team design it, you'll get a proof when you have our team design it. Now, if you're designing it in the software and you hit approve, and then that is your proof for what you see on your screen is what you get. Now, I will say something on this. It's real important that you make sure your images, the image of yourself, if you're submitting a background image, high resolution, good images to have real clarity to yourself, because you're your personal brand. I know some agents have a dog or something, or have a kid. You want to be front and center. So your face front and center, that's really what you want on your book.
Yeah, if you're due for you, and I know we've sent out the invites to our DFY and our do it for you members as well. For those, yes, 100% of the time you'll get a proof before we launch a DFY campaign.
Janice here, she asked, I'm a new agent. I want to start doing mailers. Do you have recommendation of 12 mailer ideas for the whole year? Now, Janice, are you mailing out your sphere? Are you mailing out cold leads? It really determines on what type of leads you're mailing, how frequent you mail them, what you mail them, and then obviously how you respond to them as well. Maybe just put there renters from the Bay Area, California. Okay, so those are going to be cold leads, people who are renting, and you're a buyer's agent, I'm guessing? Yes, a buyer's agent. Great. And so mailing out a renter who's getting ready to possibly buy, I don't know if you're going through your data and you're saying, okay, here's the leases that have gotten signed or renewed. Do you know how long they're renting their homes before you mail them to kind of separate maybe an A, B, and C quality of your lead? Okay, no, so you're just mailing out all renters. And you're not going to, obviously not going to want to mail them your book if you're mailing out a lot of them. I'm guessing, I don't know how many renters are in your area. Because if you're mailing out a lot of cold leads, you're probably going to want to do a letter and then focus on up-leveling them. Okay, I want to get a lead, so that's there when I show my book. Cold leads. And you can offer out your book in a letter. So take some of those letter templates that come in the member area with your membership and kind of tweak it a little bit. Make it about your area, make it about you, and then your call to action can be, hey, here's a book that will help you drive them to your Authority website, phone number, or you can even have them text you a code. A lot of agents just have their cell phone and they say text book to this number and you'll get a free book. And that way they're getting, the prospect isn't feeling like they're going to be sold because they're just texting book to a number. And then you can reach out to them, send them a book, drop by a book, and continue the relationship from there. One thing that works well is in a letter, if you have 2 or 3 ways for them to request the book, go to the website, give me a call or email, and then text book to this phone number. Kind of gives them 3 different options. And some people will want to talk to you, some people won't. And then if you do have a phone number, following up after the letter is a great way to get those to convert better as well.
We got some more coming in.
What do we got? Give me one.
Len Clark, do you have a process for generating listings using the books? Example through Facebook. Yeah.
We also provide those marketing tools.
We do. So that's one thing that you receive with your membership is the marketing and the advertising to be able to advertise your book and market your book socially, like through Facebook. You'll receive targeted ads that'll link basically anybody back to your exclusive site, so that way they can order a free copy of the book or simply request to speak to an expert, which you being the expert will shoot you a warm lead to your email inbox with their contact information, and then you simply reach out. However, we do have a number of different processes for generating listings using the books, especially if you're getting the books physically. We always recommend using the books at listing appointments and at open houses. There's a number of different ways that you can do that. For example, placing the books on a kitchen counter or on a table by the front door, writing out a sign that says take one, or
putting them in waiting rooms.
Yeah, putting them in waiting rooms, and anywhere that has a waiting space, like a doctor's office or even a nail salon. We have a lot of agents that are really creative, especially when they focus on a niche market, like an agent that's focusing on the divorce market. We have one that takes a basket of muffins every week to their favorite divorce attorney with a stack of their books, and then comes back 10 days later or so, and all the books are gone, and they've received a couple leads, and they do the same thing again. So a lot of really great creative ideas for how to market your book. I'll let either one of you piggyback or add to that if you have anything.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the website real quick, because I think Mark just asked this question as well. How do I make sure I'm getting leads from my area? Now, if you're getting traffic from Facebook, you're driving them to your website. Obviously, when you set up that ad, you will choose the geographical area, and maybe you'll choose some parameters around that as well to make sure that, hey, I don't want book requests from New Jersey if I'm working California. So that'll determine on your traffic source, and then on your website website's going to rank with your name and your location and all. And so that's going to kind of keep your website local on an evergreen side. But as far as running ads, whether you do Google pay-per-click or Facebook, by choosing your traffic, you're going to make sure that you don't get leads outside of your work area. With that said, you'll still get some. I've gotten them a lot on my website. And what I would do is call. So if someone requests my book, I want to get face-to-face. I'm not a good communicator by email, even over the phone. I want face-to-face. I want to read their body language, and I want to connect with them. And so what I would do, if a lead came in, I would call them up and say, you know what? I'm going to be in your area Thursday. Can I drop the book by? And then that rolled into dropping the book by, sitting at the coffee table, looking at the house. And I would always recommend having something ready. If you think they're going to list, have a listing agreement ready. Have comps ready. Go into that meeting, not just to drop off that book, but knowing that's the key to unlock the door. And I want to have a listing agreement ready. I want to have comps ready. I want to show, hey, I am the local expert in your neighborhood. And that way you can close the deal and kind of bring all the pieces of the pie together. So that's all I have for that one. What do we have?
Susie Adams says, hello, when do we get that information that you're talking about, the website, etc.? I just ordered my trial books and they are on the way, so not sure what to anticipate after that. Your website's actually created after your first book is published, so that should already be in the works. We can actually
I have your name. I actually have your name written down, Susie, to get with you one-on-one if you have not received that. But yes, normally during that 7 to 10 day period while we are, after you've published your book, while we are getting all of that ready, and we will also be preparing and sending out your marketing material as well as your exclusive site. And then your marketing success coach will probably set up a time with you that's best for you two to meet when you've received your books to kind of go over all of that. However, you are welcome to start advertising prior to that since you've received your marketing material. I have your name written down, that way we can get one-on-one. But normally you'll receive all of that within that 7 to 10 day period while your book is being published.
Great. And another question coming in from Janelle is he's doing a live event. Now this is kind of more, it's not a good starting point if you haven't done a live event before, or if you don't feel comfortable doing one. Now he's doing a live event where he's having people sign up on Facebook, and then he wants to get them in the seat face to face. The ideas that I have on that one from what I've heard agents doing: follow up, follow up, follow up. So if you have an email, send them a reminder, give them a teaser. If they sign up February 4th and the event's not till the end of February, there should be some contact in between. I love video because if I haven't met you, I signed up for an event, I don't really know you, maybe I just saw your book website, and so you're kind of in my, my parameters, but not really. If you send me a video, giving me an update on the event or something, that's going to help me personally connect more with you. And there's many studies saying the same thing. You do a video, you hold your phone up and you talk. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be professional. So I would just recommend, if you're doing an event, follow up, follow up, follow up to make sure the people who committed on Facebook, it wasn't just a spur of the moment decision, you're building commitment along the way up to the event.
Mm-hmm. Great. And Janice says that she hasn't seen her website yet either, so we have your name as well. We'll reach out to you after.
Yeah.
Make sure that you have that.
Yeah, if you notice, Carrie and Lana have this amazing tool, Push Pen. They're taking notes, and so if there's things that that require more one-on-one conversation, they are going to reach out to you as well to make sure that happens.
We sure will.
Paul has a question. How do I know and get in touch with a success coach? Well, if you give us 2 seconds, I could tell you who your success coach is, and if it's one of us, we'll be sure to give you a call. Either way, we'll be sure to get your marketing success coach in touch with you. Today, if you'd like, I'll send an email with a calendar link that you can use to set up a time to meet with your marketing success coach at your convenience. You can always call in to support and call into the main Authorify line, and we can always connect you with your marketing success coach. But in this case, I think it'd probably be best to just shoot you a quick email. That way you can use the calendar to set up a time that's best for you, so that way you're not waiting for someone to contact you. So Paul, we'll get you in touch with your marketing success coach today. Pierre, I have your name written down, and I will contact you after the meeting as well. So that way you have my personal personal line to call me here at work anytime. Okay.
Do we have any ads already designed for Facebook? Liza? Lisa?
Yeah.
We do.
My internet is glitching here.
And oh, yes.
Oh,
Jan,
you there?
to you as well.
Did you hear me, Carrie?
Yep, it broke up a little. You're good.
Janice?
Okay, I'm here. But someone asked if they've added a new book, because we have multiple books, how does that get added to their website? So say I have the FSBO book, Carrie, and then I get the expired book.
Mm-hmm.
Do they reach out to their success coach to make sure that that happens and it gets added to their website?
Yeah, you would reach out to us for anything that you want edited, changed. I believe that the websites, they only market towards one book. You can choose whichever book that you want to be your main focus point. And then the rest of your books.
Yeah, so normally we don't, normally your exclusive site will be based off of the first book that you publish. We have not had many requests for all the books to be on the site. That would be a customization that we can take care of on the back end. So we can reach out to that agent specifically and walk them through that. But normally your site will market the one book because really it's meant to open up this conversation between you and anybody else that's requesting your information. So if somebody is requesting information from you and they don't see it there on the website, it's a great way for you to open up that conversation by calling them, reaching out and saying, oh, I see that you requested a copy of a book that I don't have on my website. Tell me a little more about that. So really it's just a way for you to kind of connect with them. But I will get back to that agent on whether or not we can customize something like that for them for their website.
And you can use your books in all kinds of marketing material. I don't really like to see agents limiting themselves just to a website or just to Facebook. If you can think of it as a pie and you want to have every slice filled in as an avenue to bring you listings, meaning my postcard. If I'm going to do a video, at the end of the video, I'm going to say, hey, text me, call me, email me, go to my website, whatever I want that to be, to get a free copy of my book. I'm at an open house. I'm offering out my book on my brochure, on my video, on if I do, say it's my listing and I have a single property website, I'm probably going to put it on there as well. You have images of your book that you can use. So leverage those any way you can. Don't have it limited to, here, this. This is a good vehicle to get the information out there, but you need other avenues to bring contacts in to request your book. So I would really recommend thinking creatively, and anywhere you can, you're going to want to use your book.
Yep.
Let's see what else we have.
Has got a question.
Can we request you as our marketing success coach? Yes, you can.
Yes. Which one, me or her?
Uh-oh.
Which one do you want? Yes, of course, you can request one of us to be your marketing success coach. We are not limited to how many members we add into our book of business. We're always happy for somebody who's specifically requesting us. So yes, Olga, we will reach out to you. We'll reach out to you afterwards as well.
And yes, Janice, we're going to do this every other Tuesday. Well, every Tuesday there's going to be a live event. One of them is going to be more targeted to a specific way to use your book. And the one in between, which is this one, every other Tuesday, is going to be a live Q&A. And so you talk about what you want to talk about, and we try to find answers to your questions, or we make stuff up.
Christopher Scotto has a question. I'm a long-term smart agent client. Just spoke to Jimmy, yet I'd like to talk to one of you regarding Authorify exactly. Can you please call me after this webinar? I'm very interested in the benefit. Absolutely. Yep. Christopher, I'll give you a call. Jimmy's wonderful. He's part of our marketing success team, but I'd be happy to reach out to you. Christopher, I have your name on my list, so I'll contact you after the webinar.
Janice has another question. I've been communicating with Sid from the Philippines. Is she a success coach as well? And yes, she is.
She is. She's our newest success coach. Sid, and she comes from the industry, this type of kind of marketing to real estate agents industry. I believe she's been in the industry for 8 years, and we're so lucky to have her. So Sid is a great success coach to have, Janice.
And I want to let you know, I just launched a poll. I want to kind of see where our audience is. If you've had success with the books, I know we have people who are just agents out here who are just starting. Then we have agents who just started out. And so you're going to have a little different set of questions, but a lot of them cross-pollinate between the two. Now, one question coming in from Anna Marie is, how do I explain to my colleagues or my friends, past clients, that all of a sudden I have a book and maybe I've only been in real estate for 2 weeks or a very short amount of time, or they don't know I'm a writer? Now, here's how I approach this. When I first started using a book, the book I used was terrible, right? We had this idea that we got to deliver value. And so we wrote a book. We're not writers. Now we have writers and editors, and the content's way better. But back then, when someone said, I read your book, I would get anxiety thinking they're going to ask me if I wrote it. So here's how I would handle that. When someone says, Joe, oh my gosh, you wrote a book? I would always chuckle and say, you know what? I'm a full-time real estate agent. I don't have time to write a book. And if I wrote down what goes through my head, you probably won't be able to understand it. And they would laugh. And so I'd say, so I hired writers to write it for me. The reason I did that is so I can give you something that will explain to you exactly what you need to know without, all this real estate jargon. 99.9% of the time, even if they came at me combatively to challenge my book, they would always say, wow, that's brilliant. That's a great idea. I'm going to read the book. And so I kind of flipped it around, because no one wants to go in there and say, I'm a published New York Times best-selling author. You're going to break trust. And so I always did it that way. If all the music you hear on the radio, 99.9% is not sung by the writer. You have writers, you have singers, you have authors, and then you have writers. Most books are not written by the author. So hope that answers that question.
Well, Tom Clancy is still putting out books, so I'm sure it's not written by the actual authors, because I think Tom Clancy passed away, I don't know how long ago, but he still has books coming out because he works with a team of professionals. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's, in the writing industry, there's someone who has an idea, there's a writer, and there's an editor. And you can't take one away. The writer, it has to be edited. The person with the idea is usually not the writer, unless you're just an absolute extraordinary genius, which you are. For you. Okay, let's end the poll here. It looks like we have about 33% that have had success with the book, and 67% are saying that they're just getting started. They haven't had that success yet. I'm going to share the poll here. Yeah, so that kind of shows us, what we have, what kind of questions we have coming in. Mm-hmm. What else do we have?
Here's another one. Mm-hmm. Len asks, on the completion of this fantastic live training, will you provide a promo code to purchase books today?
Great question.
That's a great question. I'm going to defer to Joe.
Yeah, that we will see. That's why we're doing this. We're having a conversation so we can say, you know what? We need to do that. Yeah. We need to have a promo code at the end of the webinar to order more books. Now, I will say this: if anyone's looking to order more books, chat in the chat log, and myself, Lana, or Carrie will reach out to you, and we will do something special for you. So if you're saying, hey, I need some more books, now's the time. We'll cut you a break and do a discount just for those members who chat the box and say, yeah, I want more books.
Paul,
next one coming in. Can someone reach out to go over cost if I want more books? Received my first 10 in an email with marketing materials. If I recall, there was a $97 fee if I joined, but want to confirm the investment required. And yeah, we'll absolutely reach out to you.
Got your name on my list already. There's a number of different options for memberships. It really just depends on you. We like to have the options, that way we can cater it to you and the type of agent that you plan on being with the membership, how active you plan on being, what you feel like would be most useful to you. So we'll go over all that cost with you. I have your name on our list, so we'll call you afterwards.
And that's something to keep in mind. Some agents who have the momentum are saying, okay, I have some money to spend, but I'm short on time. Maybe I have one assistant and I'm selling 30 houses a year, or I'm doing it myself, selling 30 houses a year, So I'm kind of limited on time, but I want to get up to 50 homes a year. And then you might want to buy more books and have a process to where you're giving more books out. The thing about with books, they don't get thrown away. Whether they're sitting at the auto mechanic store where you get an oil change, they're sitting at the doctor's office, the dentist, they're not getting thrown away. They're getting passed around. People just don't throw away books. I mean, I can look at my bookshelf, and there's some books on there that I don't think I will ever read, but I'm not throwing them away. And I'm not the only one with that weakness, because I go in houses. I was just in one last week, and she had so many books. And I asked her, what do you do with these books? She said, some of them I like how they look, and some of them I like to read. So we just don't throw away books. So books get passed around. But if you have a little bit more time and money to spend, leverage your book in all different ways. Letters, postcards. It should be in your listing presentation. If you're doing a slide, there should maybe be something in there about it. You should know your book. You should read it. So when people say, hey, Joe, I got your book, and I was reading chapter 5 about decluttering the entire home, I'm not going, oh, yeah? Oh, is that what's in there? I can pick up the conversation and talk about what it says in here about decluttering, which is basic information, but I want that coherency between what they're reading, what I'm saying, and then ultimately I'm going to transition that over to a really smooth close where they're not saying, where they're asking me, Joe, where do I sign?
Right.
I love those. Who doesn't like it when a seller says, do I need to sign something? And you pull out the listing agreement and they just sign it. I mean, that's what we all dream of.
That's right.
That kind of goes into one of the next questions from Robert. If the website is for your first book, which book would you recommend? I'm more interested in listings over buyers. So just to start, we typically recommend the business card book. And just like you were saying, you don't throw away a book as you might a business card. That's one of those that you can, as we were saying, leave in waiting rooms or just carry with you at all times so you can hand it out, word of mouth. It's something that you can use as a business card. And then once you've mastered that book, maybe move on to a specific niche that's right for you or that you've kind of found that works best for you. That's what I would recommend.
Yeah, the business card book is our most flexible book for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and with listings, it's great because if everybody else is calling up and saying, when are you going to hire a professional to do the job of listing your home, which I hear a lot, that makes them feel overwhelmed. I have to interview someone. I have to hire someone. But if you're coming in with valuable information, hey, did you get my book? Just that conversation part that's maybe 30 seconds long at the beginning of a phone call that's talking about something differently than all the other agents is going to give you an avenue to keep continuing down that road to get the listing because the book is about listing the home. And so I would encourage you, if you're going after listings, you can't drop these out of the back of an airplane as mailers and then have them grow into money. You have to send it out, follow up with a phone call, follow up with a phone call, talk about the book, talk about the book. The more you can talk about something different than selling them, the more you're going to have, trust, rapport, all those things are going to naturally come into play because you're talking about something differently that's going to lead them to listing with you.
Jeremy Torrisk, I signed up for this during the holidays and then got very busy at my 9-to-5 job. I have to begin setting aside time to contribute to this. Where do I go to start putting together my book and seeing the content you offer? Good question. There's a lot of different things, a lot of different ways that you can access this material. First and foremost, I would start by going through your email inbox and looking for any emails from Authorify about setting up your account because you're going to want to activate your book builder app account, which is your authorify.com app. Now, an easier way to do that, if you're anything like me and you have 2,000 emails sitting in your inbox and that's the last thing you want to do is start going through all those, is just to go to authorify.com, go to the login page at the top right corner and reset your password using the email that we have on file for you. Your marketing success coach should be reaching out to you to kind of get you started. And then we can do a lot of that on our end to help you, just especially if you have, a 9-to-5 job where you are working the same times that we're working and it's hard to get in touch. We can do a lot of that on our end and get you kind of started with publishing your first book and editing the content for you and uploading your headshot and your biography and your broker info. We can do a lot of that for you, then maybe send you a proof if you'd like to take a look at it before we publish. But Jeremy, I have your name on my list, so I'm going to get with who your marketing success coach is, and then we'll get in touch with you right after this as well to get you started. As far as seeing the content that we offer, you can take a look at on authorify.com. You can take a look at, you can preview any of the books we have. It's not going to give you all of the content of each page. I think it gives you like 40, 50 pages or something to take a look at. But you can preview the content for all of our books on the authorify.com website.
Now, one thing I'll say, if you're on Lana's list, that's like being on Santa Claus list. She is going to take care of you and make sure you're a success. That's the nice list, not the naughty one.
I just love you all.
Got a similar question from Pamela. She said she started and got overwhelmed, dropped it, and now I've started up again. Everything has been activated again, and I postponed my coaching as I was gone for a week, so I want to get it going. How should I do that? We will write your name down so we can go ahead and make sure that we have your success coach reach out to you. But you can also go onto the Authorify site, log in, and get started that way as well.
Yeah, we'll reach out to you.
And I would encourage you when you start, like anything, right? I'm New Year's resolution. I want a six-pack. I want to be at the gym, and I want to have all this energy. Not going to happen overnight.
No.
Small steps. So think about what's important to you and what's your strengths when you're starting with the book. Are you the networker? Are you someone who's going to go out there face-to-face? I think this question came in from Paul as well. I have a lot of ideas. What's the best place for me to start? It's going to be different from everybody. Look at your market. What's your price point? What's your geographical area? What's your budget? Bring all these things together and learn to say yes to what you're going to have time to do and what you're going to be effective at, and learn to say no to just distractions. I talked to an agent. He was in Canada, and he was so depressed. He said, Joe, he wouldn't even tell me how much money, thousands of dollars on Facebook training, ran thousands of dollars of Facebook ads, lost 3 months out of the year, and was just depressed. He said, I'm so depressed, I want to get out of real estate. I've been in real estate for over 20 years. He got sidetracked, tried to do something, and learned something new that wasn't his strength. It takes time. If you don't, it takes time and it takes money. So focus on what's your strength. Are you better face-to-face? Go door knock. If you're door knocking on expired physicals, whatever, people that agents can't get a hold of, you're going to be head and shoulders above them. You're giving out a book. I mean, you're not pressuring them into a religion. You're giving them something that's going to help them and what they're thinking about if they're thinking of selling.
That actually answers Len's question as well. What's the best return on investment on the use of the books? I need to focus on one strategy. Which strategy would you say I should use? I'll then go to your training materials and study it and implement. Thanks.
And I will give you a little update here. Overhaul their training website. IT's working on it right now. Put new videos out there, new content, simplified it for just the reason that you guys are asking. There's so many things to do. I'm trying to simplify it to where someone can log on there and say, makes sense, not for me, makes sense, not for me. And so you're focusing on those things that make sense for you and less energy and distractions for those things that may not make sense for you. A lot of times as agents, we see Tom over here, he's real successful. He maybe cold calls, buys list leads. He's like pounding the asphalt 100 hours a week. And he's having success. And so some agents will look at that and say, you know what? I'm going to cold call. I'm going to be a high pressure closer. but I'm not, and if I'm not that, I'm just wasting my time. But we see it work for Tom, and we think, well, it must work for me. This isn't one size shoes fits all. And cram you into a size 5 shoe, you can't run a marathon. Where there's someone who would fit that shoe could run a marathon. So I would just keep that in mind. And I know it's going back to the basics, but it's something that I think we need to do as agents.
Olga asks, she ordered books, was offered some free books. Looks like she has a membership. She has not put the info in to order the books yet. She needs to know if she'd get approved for her broker to approve. She says that we already answered that question. Do I have an account to keep track of what I order? Yes. Yeah. The same place that you build your books and publish your books is going to be the same place where you can track your order history. So it's kind of great. It's convenient one-stop shop for all of your history, all of your future orders. Yes, Authorify.com will allow you to house all of your order history.
Jared asked, he said, I'm sending out books, I'm following up. With that said, how many books do you recommend I send out per week? Now, some of these questions I would have to be a genie to figure out because I don't know your area, I don't know your budget, I don't know your price point, but I will say this. If you could divide your leads into A, B, and C, so maybe the A leads are going to get the book, the hot leads, and I'm going to follow up. The B leads are going to get a letter that offers the book, and I'm going to follow up on that. And then the C leads are maybe out of my area. I'm not going to drive out there, but if I got a $500,000 listing, I would drive over there. So you have A, B, and C, and then they'll move in between because you can have a C lead that responds to a letter, and you just have a 50-cent letter and a phone call invested. And they say, hey, you know what, Joe? I'm interested. Then I'm going to give them a book. So now they become an A lead. So I would kind of recommend sectioning out your leads. And so you get the low-lying fruit, and then you move on from there, and you turn others into low-lying fruit.
Let's see. Chris Landy asks, do I have a success coach? And then Janice asks, what do success coaches actually do? So we'll tackle both of these at once. Chris Landy, yes, you do probably have a marketing success coach. Every one of our members does. Yes. I have your name on our list, so we'll make sure that whoever your marketing success coach is has either already reached out or will reach out to you. And then what does a success coach actually do? So we are your hands-on guidance, basically from an expert at Authorify. So we're here to help edit your bio, help you publish your book. Like earlier, we had a member who said that they just don't have the time to publish the book, but they love the program and they want to continue to use it. Well, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to take that headache off of you, and I'll go in and log in as if I were you, and I'll build your book for you. That's fine. I can do that. We're here to go over strategies. We can set up strategy calls with you to talk to you about how to generate leads. We're really kind of your coach, if you think about it. So what does a coach do? We hold you accountable. We make sure that you feel motivated. We tell you, we let you know and whether or not what you're doing is working or how it may work better if you change a couple things. We hold you accountable. Absolutely. So we're really here to just kind of keep you going and keep you successful, because we're not successful if you're not successful. So whether or not you need a marketing coach that can just feed you a lot of strategies, we can do that. If you don't need that, if you just need somebody to help you with the technical stuff, we can do that too. What's great about all of us at Authorify is we're all very connected. So if it's something as simple as a password reset, you can come to your marketing success coach for that. You don't have to call in a roundabout way. We're really kind of your go-to person at Authorify, so that way you always have your questions answered. Yeah, and you have a personal relationship with somebody here, and you don't feel like you have to, call or just to get an answer to a question that you have. So you can always come to us. That's what your success coach will do for you.
And another thing I'll add there is success coach is going to help you determine what book is right for you. Because if we're chasing a bunch of rabbits, we catch none. What the trick is, and I'm preaching to myself here because we've bit off a lot last year that we're finishing up, things that we want to offer our members. Build a lot of bridges. If none of them are complete, it's hard to start getting money across. So with that said, choose the book that works for you, that's going to give you the best results compare. You have to look at your area, what niche you're going after, and then hit it hard. Get that bridge built. Get the money start coming across. Then build another one. I see a lot of agents who will chase a bunch of different things, and then they're stressed, broke, and frustrated. And I've been there, and it's not fun. Focus on what works, and I'll say that with the books as well. And that's what the success coaches do. Instead of you talking to me one day, Lana the next, Carrie the next, and all of our other success coaches, and nobody knows exactly what's going on, we're saying, hey, you can have one success coach. That way, hey, Lana, remember me? She's going to say, oh, yeah, you're in upstate New York. You just got 2 books last month. And she's going to be able to continue that conversation. It's going to be easier for you. We're going to make you more successful by doing it that way. And that's what we're here for. If we're not helping you, if we're making your life harder, and then we don't want to do that.
Right. Exactly. Another question from Chris Landy. Will you recommend that I split my whole package in several mailing touches to my prospects? And then kind of listed some ways to do that there.
Yeah, Chris Landy, you're a perfect candidate for a do-it-for-you campaign, because what you're outlining here is very similar to what we do for our do-it-for-you members, where we hit their customers or their sphere that they, whatever leads it is that we're focusing on based on your niche, based on your price point, based on your exclusive territory. But we hit them with an 8-week marketing campaign where we do exactly what you're outlining here. We send the book with a cover letter, we wait, we send a guide explaining one portion of the book, and kind of go so on and so forth until we've touched them over an 8-week campaign. So yeah, I'll let Joe kind of answer your question if it's something that you're looking to do on your own, because it's a good question for Joe, I think. She's asking if you recommend her splitting her package in several different touches to her prospects.
Yes, multiple touches is always better. And then you want to follow up. So if I mail you a book or I mail you a letter, I'm going to call you up and say, hey, Mary, did you get that letter I sent you? She'll probably say, what letter? Oh, yeah, that letter. And then that's going to start the conversation. But if I can't close her or I can't get an appointment, I'm going to continue to mail them something, whether it's a letter, whether it's a holiday, it's going to be a greeting card or something. But in our Done For You campaign, it comes down to about $25 a lead. And these are for agents who want to systemize it more but don't want to have to mess with the mailing. We will mail out a book and a cover letter. We'll pull the lead, mail out a book or a cover letter, say it's an expired, send you what you'll see on your dashboard. You know what? One of my prospects just got this mailing. I can call them up, follow up on it. A couple days later, they're getting another newsletter. It's like a newsletter manual kind of size, and it's going to show another pain point. So it's, if I remember right, Carrie, is it 11 or 8 touches on that one?
What did you, I'm sorry.
For the guy?
You broke up. You paused. You froze. What was that?
I'm froze.
You were froze. You're unfroze.
You're good now.
You're good now. So ask us again. I'm sorry.
The Done For You, is that 8 mailings or 11 mailings?
It's 11 mailings over 8 weeks.
Over 8 weeks.
Yeah.
And if you're interested in that, that's kind of a one-on-one conversation because it's an exclusive territory and we're going to look at your lead source and we're really going to dig deeper in your business. But just to put it out there, it costs about $25 a lead. And that's us doing all the mailing, pulling the lead. They're getting these 11 different mailers, and they're getting the book. So it's an extensive process. And we didn't want to do it because it's a lot of work, but we've had so many members ask for it that now, yeah, we run a sweatshop.
And just let us know if that's something you're interested in and we can reach out to you.
Yeah, we'll reach out for sure. Olga asks, I have the membership. Would one of you lovely ladies contact me? Yes, you're already on our list. We'll definitely contact you.
Connie. Is there a probate book? And yes, there is. Yes, there is. So that's another one, I believe. Probate, that one is on there, isn't it? Yeah, that should be on the site. If not, we can get with them.
Yeah, I have her name written down.
Yeah, we'll get with you to send you a link to it. Please have a success coach call me, Connie. We will call you. You're on our list. And
Yes, and we will have a recording of this sent out as well. Trina, thanks for joining us. She had to jump off, but we will have a recording sent out as well. We have
Debbie Weaver. I have you on my list. I'll definitely be happy to be your coach. Got your name and number.
Then we have someone from a Galaxy Note 9. I don't have a coach. Can you please set me up?
What's that name?
Yeah, it doesn't have a name.
Who are you? I'd love to set you up.
Yeah, so whoever is coming in from a Galaxy Note 9.
Lupe, you're on our list to call as well.
Right there. We got a name.
2, 4, 5. John, going to work expires. What is the conversion rate of 50 books mailed and handed over by door knocks? Will not have contact info. What are best practice strategies on follow-up, generally from past agents using the book? As a general rule of thumb, you can expect to get one listing for every 20 to 25 books that you've either given out or mailed to qualified leads. Not a guarantee, about an estimate based on results with previous customers that have had similar experiences. If your second question was, will not have contact info, what are the best practice strategies on follow-up, generally from past agents using the book?
Oh, maybe.
Don't have a follow-up, a phone number and taking it,
Yeah.
and you're knocking on the door. You can either leave the book at a door with a package. If you're going to door knock, I would say keep it personal. With the book, put a sticky note on it. Address them by their name. If you don't feel comfortable or you don't want to budget in leaving the book at the door, put a sticky note on the door. Hey, John, I was just in the neighborhood. I have something to drop off, but I need to talk to you first. Joe, ABC Realty. Something like that, because if there has to be some intrigue for them to reach out to you. You don't want to be, you don't want to do bait and switch, but you want to give them a reason to call you, to get something of value, to get information. Does that agent who stopped by my house, does he know something that I don't know? I don't know exactly what he knows. So you want to keep it personal and stop by the door maybe a couple times, leave a note, leave a book, leave a piece of mail. That's been really effective. And if you're knocking on a door and no one's answering, I've done this before. And then I see someone watering their flowers down the road. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to walk down there, and I'm going to talk to Aunt Jemima. That's a good name. I've done this before. I haven't talked to Aunt Jemima. She just goes on pancakes in the morning. But I go down there and talk to them and get information, and she'll tell you, oh, yeah, John's a doctor, and now he's relocating to Orlando because he got a job down there. He used to be at the Mayo Clinic here in Jacksonville. I'm going to get information. So now I know why John's moving. I can reference his neighbor. Say, hey, I just talked to so-and-so, your neighbor. And that way it builds some trust and rapport. Because if I know his neighbor, he's probably going to have more trust with me than if I don't. So there's so many ways to think outside of the box, especially when you're boots on the ground agent and you're out there knocking on doors. I would hate coming back to the office empty-handed. And so I would go, knock on a couple doors on both sides of the house that I'm trying to get in contact with and get information. But you got to smile. You got to be warm. You got to be welcoming. Scripts won't do you much good when having a conversation because it's just going to make you feel rigid. And if you're extra stoic because of that, it's not going to look legit. What else do we have?
Lana, add me to your list. Debbie, I've got Debbie.
Got Lupe.
I'd love to have you guys as my success coach. Sanche,
We've got you as
Did
well.
you write down Sanche?
I'll write him down.
Sanche. Kathy, who is my coach? Kathy, I'm going to find out as soon as we finish up here, and then we'll make sure that your marketing success coach contacts you so that way you have their calendar links so you can easily set up appointments to meet with them anytime. I have started with Bethany, but then we got disconnected. She's no longer with us, so thank you for letting us know. We'll make sure that you have a new marketing success coach if you don't already.
Becky Klein, please add me to your list. We've got you.
You got Becky?
Mm-hmm.
Becky.
Bookstore strategy, how to use them.
Klein. Perfect.
Yeah, so we are gathering a list here, and we will make sure that we reach out to you specifically with what you're requesting. Sometimes it's easier to have a one-on-one, but on these live Q&As, is there something that you would like to see and something that you would like to see less of? This is really all about you, our members. How can we offer value to you over this, other than answering all your questions? Okay, Peter, I think that's a done for you question you posted on there. It says, why does it take so long to scrub a property after you send them over? I was actually just talking to our IT department, and they've improved that, so it'll be a lot faster. With the done for you service, we're continually looking at, is the home relisted with another agent? Did you list it? Whatever it is, until we stop mailing them. So say you have a contact in the done for you side, and we're mailing them every couple days, maybe an expired. If that home lists, we automatically stop.
A repeat question that we're getting is, how do you find those Facebook ads that we're referring to? The marketing material that you're referring to, which is the Facebook ads, for your Facebook and your LinkedIn and social, right. You'll receive a zip drive of that personally to your email. And that'll happen as soon as you publish your first book. While we're creating that book, we will also be creating the marketing material for that. So we'll send you a zip drive, and this is something that your marketing success coach will help you kind of navigate through. But it'll come straight to your email inbox, and it'll be, the title of the email will be your marketing material.
Yes, so, and you can always be creative on your own as well. We'll give you templates that you can use on Facebook. But I would say make it local. When you're typing in the text for a Facebook ad, talk about your area, talk about what you offer. And another thing brings to mind, because I saw someone doing this on Facebook, they took a testimonial, put it up, plus a book offer. So they married the two together, and so they had a testimonial on Facebook as an ad. Call to action was get a book, and it was working really well. So I would recommend using testimonials. And if you don't have testimonials, maybe you're a new agent, which I believe was Anna Marie. You're a new agent, you don't have testimonials, but you've maybe been in the real estate side of the business, maybe a mortgage broker, maybe you were at a closing office. Use those referrals, plus get character reviews from friends, from family, from coworkers, from acquaintances. Yeah, I know Anna Marie. I've known her for 30 years. She knows the area. She's very trustworthy. Whatever it is, character reviews as well do work quite well, because you want to work with someone that we trust. Well, you're a genius if I don't trust you. And a lot of other people as well, they'll do the same thing. They'll go use someone else. So you can build up the trust that way. And then don't forget, you can use your testimonials in your book. Have your book, you put your bio in there, you put your story, put 7, 10, 20, however many testimonials you have as well. Then when you use your book, maybe you get some friends and family just to read the book. They can give you a review about the book. Yes, I just read this book. It's very helpful, and it helps me understand the things in real estate that I didn't understand before. That can be a book review that can work as well.
And Richard Brown, we do have you on here on our list to reach out. I know you said that yours weren't coming through. We've got it here.
There's another person that it just says Bree, who is asking if she has a membership and wants to talk to Carrie. We don't have a contact info for you, or first and last name. Would you mind leaving that for us down below, so that way Carrie can contact you directly? And I see it says from Bree, and I don't know that we have a first and last name for that one. Can you?
Is it Chris B? Chris B.
Can you talk a bit more? Oh, Anne-Marie. Hi, Anne-Marie. That's one of my members. Oh, she just signed up for DFY. You're asking for, I think Joe just answered that for you, to talk a little more about the Done For You program and the benefits. And I am your coach. And you and I are actually going to talk a little more later this week, so I can answer any questions that you have one-on-one.
Richard asks, can I add a Facebook pixel to the landing page for retargeting? I don't think we have that right now, but I am going to actually add that to my short list and find out if we can do that. Maybe that's something that we can add onto there. So that's another thing about these conversations is to, if you see something somewhere else or you think of something that, hey, this would be nice if I had as well, we're all ears. We're here to collaborate and we're here to grow together. Because if there's a way that we can support you and we have the tools to do it, by all means, we're going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Mark, I will get back to you on that.
So do I drive folks to my main company website or to my book's website? It's up to you, depending on what it is that you're driving them there for and how you're marketing each website. Now, if you are wanting to market your book and you as an authority, an expert in this type of niche, then 100% you should drive them to your book's website. There are ways, and your marketing success coach can talk to you a little more about this. So we'll write down your name and make sure they reach out to you right there, because there are ways that you can link the two. So that's one of the reasons why we not link the two to where like you click on and one URL goes to both, nothing like that, but where you can use some of the ads that we supply you with on your company website to drive them to your book's website. So there's a couple creative ways that we can have some fun with both websites. The business card book is the selling secrets. Yes. Yeah. If that's the title that you're looking at, that's the business card book.
John, I see your question there about integrating.
We have you as well.
Sorry, Joe.
I don't want to interrupt them. Okay, John, I see your question there about integrating Zapier with your book website. That's going to be something that I'm going to check on as well. Maybe if it's possible, I can shoot a video on that and send it to everyone.
Mike Smith, we will make sure we call you as well. Let me get his number.
Becky Klein.
I got Becky.
Okay.
Yep, I got Becky. Becky will contact you. I believe Lana is my coach. Can you call me, please? Yes. Who is that right there? I want to see that name. Richard. I got it.
Can Lana and Carrie be my coach? John Rowley will give you a call as well.
You got him written down? Okay.
Have to go now. Oh, Bree left.
Oh, bye, Bree.
Well, we are almost at the top of the hour. 2 minutes left. I think they're going to go through the chat there, making sure they got everybody on their list. I have a list as well of things that.
Send a link to the recording. We will. My wife is in property management.
Carter.
My wife is in property management. Do you have a book for that? It's coming. We have a book coming for property managers. So we'll definitely contact Patrick Long too. You have that right? Yep. Perfect. Janelle Carter, who is my success coach.
I've got that.
You got that? Okay.
Richard, did you have another question to ask?
It's done for you. We'll reach out to you, Sherry.
Or one went through.
Lana is my coach. I hope I don't have a coach.
It looks like we have all the questions answered. If you have a last question, put it in there. We're getting ready to wrap this up. This is our first one. I'm not a video actor. I'm not a movie actor. I'm not a speaker. So we're just having real, candid conversations on here. And the goal is to help you. We know that struggles come up in your real estate business on a weekly basis, daily basis. And if we can touch base once a week, if you can jump on here and you can ask questions, we believe that we can help you take smaller steps to a bigger goal and have less frustration. Now, we don't have a Facebook group page, but it's something that we may start as well. I see some comments coming in, and maybe that's something we'll add as well if we can deliver value. Another thing that we're really working on, I want to give you things that will deliver value, not just make noise, not just show my face or the sound of my voice. I want to make sure I'm really honing in on what you need and what you want, and so we can deliver value that way. So thanks for everyone for showing up. We'll be on here next Tuesday for a training event, and then the following Tuesday, I will have Carrie and Lana back, right?
Yes, we'll be back. We're so excited. We'll get to work on all of this. We got a nice long list of members that love us as much as we love them. So we'll definitely get on it.
Looks like the sun's really shining in there.
No, it's because I'm an angel. We're angels.
There ain't no halo here.
Thank you, everybody. Such a pleasure. This is such a blast. Well, and Len, to answer your question, yes, we've got you on our list.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye, everyone. We'll talk soon.